Okay, Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command and General YAHANNA. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The I.S.U.P.K is not affiliated with any other group. You understand? And since 1969, the I.S.U.P.K has been teaching that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true biblical Israelites according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? When we say blacks, it's referring to the blacks of the transatlantic slave trade. Those blacks who went through slavery and were sold by African tribes and the Arabs and the white people. You understand? The Caucasians, you understand? These blacks that we're talking about, those are children of Israel, you understand? Those who are sent to the Western Hemisphere and were scattered to the earth in the transatlantic slave trade, and also the natives, you understand? North American and Native Americans, you understand? And Central and South Americans, those which you call Tainos, you understand? Or the Incas or the Aztecs, you understand? The Mexicans, the Colombians, Hondurans, you understand? All these brothers and sisters are Israelites, you understand? These are the people of the Most High. And since 1969, this has just been established. This is the truth and the sanctuary for those people, man. For those blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it is the place that they can come back to their heritage and to remember who they are, you understand? Today's the Tuesday Brotherhood class. I'm Priest and Officer 500, Sham Gar Bun Bun Yum, holding it down today in the city of London, you understand? And the title of tonight's class is The Lord Made a Difference, you understand? The Lord made a difference with Israel, you understand? The house of Israel, who we are today. In the various places that we may be scattered, like over here in the UK, you understand? We are people that, you cannot say it enough. We have lost our heritage, and we, as a people, must come back to that heritage, man. It is a heritage that has been stolen from us, and it's a heritage that will renew and save this people, man. Save us from all the atrocities and things that we have had to endure in our lives and the lives of our forefathers, and what all the evil that they have had to endure. These are the things you must remember so that we can come back to who we are as a people, man. You understand? So, like, if you could get me Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6, Uncle Shaw.
Cool. The book of Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
So you understand, the Most High said his people, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites. His people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. The lack of knowledge. Not the lack of money, the lack of fame, not the lack of, of being loved by every other nation. You understand? But because we're destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. We lack the knowledge of who we are, and we lack the knowledge of our forefathers, man. You understand? Read that again, Slaki.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me.
There you go. So because we rejected the knowledge of the Most High and the laws and the commandments and the instruction and our culture and our way of the Most High, the Lord rejected us, man. That's why today we're in the ghettos of the UK, man. In the ghettos of the Americas, man. You understand? Suffering all over the Caribbean, man. You understand? That's why we are suffering as people, because we rejected knowledge aforetime, man. We as our forefathers, we rejected knowledge, man. And today we see and we've been seeing the fruits of that, man. The fruits of that is the fact that we in the Christian church, man. The fruits of that is we thinking that we can love other nations even though they hate and oppress us. You understand? We have lacked this knowledge, and this is knowledge we must come back to and find. So like if you get me if you drop that here and you get me First Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 19, Bolkashaw.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God.
So the wisdom, the knowledge that we lack is not the wisdom of this world, man. Because the wisdom of this world is foolishness. We don't lack the knowledge of, twerking online and selling drugs and destroying ourselves and our men being effeminized and our women being masculine and the whole household, the black community being destroyed. You understand? Or entertainers who do nothing but to sell out for money, We don't lack that knowledge, you understand? We don't lack the knowledge of how to please Massa and do as he says, you understand? Follow his philosophies and his vain beliefs and religions and false gods. These vain things, we don't lack that type of knowledge. We have a lot of that. And so we don't lack the knowledge of the Christian church, the simplicity of the slave religion of the Christian church, man. We don't lack that simplicity. But we do lack the knowledge of the Lord, the knowledge of our forefathers, man. We lack the law and the instruction that the Lord gave our forefathers aforetime. You understand? Read on.
Okay. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain.
You know what I'm saying? The thoughts of the wise of the thoughts of the wise of this world is vain, man. What
Right.
they think is wise, what they think is great, is all vanity. The Most High, you understand? The Most High sees things and sees things differently. They see things and they see things all corrupt and unclean. But we need to look at the fundamental things that will forge and grow our people, man. That will establish and be prudent for our communities. And that is the law of the Most High. That is the law and the commandments and the statutes that the Most High gave us, man. You understand? That's what's prudent for our community. Our community today is in a state of decline, and it's been that way for a long time because we refuse the knowledge of the Most High. Read on.
Okay. And therefore, let no man glory in men,
Mm-hmm.
for all things are yours, whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas, or the world or life, or death, or things present, or things to come, all are yours.
You understand? We must not look at these vain things, man. We need to look into the things what what the Lord gave us. You understand? And what the Most High gave us is greater than that, man. It was greater than all the things of the vanity of this world and all the things that we see in this world. What the Lord gave us is so much more. So, like, if you get me, if you drop that here, and you get me Deuteronomy chapter 4 and start from verse 4. Let's see if yeah, when you get it, yeah, just read it, yeah?
Come. Chapter 4 and verse what, sorry?
4 and verse 5.
Come. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Mm-hmm. Read
Come.
on.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
So the laws of the Most High is our wisdom. You understand? That's our wisdom and our knowledge in the sight of these nations, man. That's our wisdom and insight of all things, man. Is to follow the laws of the Most High. You understand? Because He gave us these statutes, man. He gave us this way of life that we have fallen so far astray from. But these are the things of which will actually, establish who we are today, man. Give us back what reclaim what was rightfully ours. You understand? But in this day and age, we have lost that, man. We have forsaken what the Lord gave us, and we have forgotten. But these are the things that we must remember, man. Read that again, Salaki.
Okay. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations,
Mm-hmm.
which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great nation. It's like surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
There you go, man. In our rightful and true state on this earth, that's why the nations will look upon us and see us, man. You understand?
Right.
Not be able to run us down and look down upon us, but they'll be able to see and understand who we are as a people and understand our rightful rule over this place, man. You understand? Fuck it, bear with me. What was it? Slovakia.
What's that?
Right, so like if you get me 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15, Bokasha.
Come on. The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
You understand? So it says love not the world, man. When it says world in its proper context and understanding, it's talking about the system, the society or age that we live in, man. You understand?
Right.
And society and age that we live in, you understand, and that we've been living in, is the society and age and world, and that is controlled and ruled over by the people that hate us. You understand? In this place today, we are ruled over by the so-called Caucasian. We're ruled over today by the Arabs and the Africans and the East Indians and the Chinese and the Japanese, and every other nation rules over us. And we are not to love this world, man. Neither the things in this world, the things that they push, their religions, their false gods, their philosophies and ways of life and their thinking, everything is an abomination to the Lord. These things are vile to the Lord, man. You understand? And then us as being that chosen nation of people, have to being in the midst of these places where we dwell. We have to know that we must not be we must not conform to their way of life and thinking, man. Because most of the time, in fact, not all the time, these nations and their philosophies are always vain, man. Always vain and always a negative. It's always a negative thing when we try to take up what is not ours, man. When we try to follow their ways, it always comes back on us. We always suffer the consequences, man. But we have to realize that, listen, man, we're not to love this world, man. We're not to love and try to be a part of this whole BS and all their politics and all the rest of it. We're commanded not to love this world, man. Read it again, Slovakia.
Come on. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
You understand? Meaning, if you love this world, if you're happy in this kingdom, in this society, where your people are oppressed, you understand, and your oppressor rules over you, and you live in this consistent hell, and you love it. You wake up and your people are suffering and dying, but you are happy living here. You are doing good, man. And there's nothing wrong with doing well for yourself, but it's another thing entirely when you enjoy the kingdom that you're in. It's, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being thankful for the Most High that He gave you a decent situation. But when you are happy with the society that you live in, and you are so good and happy with it and grinning teeth like in the Christian church, you understand? You're happy with the state and condition of your people, and you're happy living in a society where you are but few of the most of your people who are suffering. You are just an anomaly in the midst of your people who are suffering and dying, but yeah, you're happy. You understand? If you love this world, you love this society, this vain, unclean kingdom where they push all these unclean philosophies and views. You understand? You cannot love the Father, man, because the Father, this place is going to be destroyed by Him because He hates this. You understand? Those who serve the Lord will seek perfection, will seek righteousness. This kingdom is unrighteous and unclean. You understand? So to seek any glory in this kingdom would only be to benefit your people and the service of the Lord, not to bask in the vileness of this place. You understand? Read it one more time, Bob Kishar.
Come on. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
There you go, man. It's as simple as that. You love this place. You love this Babylon. You cannot love the Father, man. You're so loving and conformed to this place and loving the other nations and all the rest of it. You do not serve the Father, man. You understand? All right, drop that. And can you get me John chapter 17 and verse 9, Baba Kishar?
Book of John chapter 17. Verse 9. Book of John, chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
So there we
But
go, man. This is in the Bible, man. This is our King. This is YAHANNA, you understand? He says he prays for them. He doesn't pray for the world. You know what I mean? He doesn't pray for the entire planet Earth and every nation under the sun. That's not what the Bible is. That's not what's written in these scriptures, man. It's not what's written in our records, man. But it is what's written in the minds of a slave. They're written in the mind and say that the Most High and our King pray for everybody and then love everybody. That's a lie, man. That's not in the Bible, man. He said he prays for them. Them being who? Them, those brothers and sisters, those Israelites who follow and serve him, man. You understand? Not everybody. This isn't some hippy dippy, everybody's loving everybody BS. Nah, man. This is about the Most High and his children and those that are loyal to him. You understand? And loyal to the ways that he has given us, man. There is nothing more. This is what the Lord gave us. The Lord gave us instruction, man. The Lord gave us our unity and our understanding of who we are. And we are to love him and serve him, man. Not to be loving the vainness of this world, the vanity of this world, Salakia. You understand? Neither is it to be getting so all up in there, man. You understand? The Lord said he prays for them. Don't pray for the world. Don't pray for this vile kingdom and the people in it, man, that refuse, that hate him. You understand? Yeah. Read on.
Okay. But it's like I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
For them that thou hast given me, man. For those that was given unto our King, man. The Israelites that came unto Christ and served him. You understand? That's who he prays for, man. The Israelites who seek out in the midst of this vile kingdom, the Israelites who seek out something greater, man. Who seek out the knowledge of their forefathers and seek out the service of the Most High. That's who has been given unto Christ, man. And that's who he prays for, man. Read on.
Okay. Verse 10. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these. I am no more in the world, but these are in the world. And I come to thee, Holy Father. Keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are.
Mm-hmm.
While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name.
So like, if you go back here, if you just go back to that verse you just read about, as we are one. Read before that, please, Baba Kishore.
Come. Verse 11. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep thou thine own name, those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are.
So that they may be one as we are one, meaning what? Our King Christ, Yahushua, or Jesus Christ as the world knows him, you understand? Yahushua Mashiach is one with the Father, man. Now they are not one being. They are two different beings. Christ, our King, serves the Most High. You understand? That they are one, meaning what? They are one accord, man. Throwing away the lies of the Christian church about Christ as God and all. Listen, man, that is nonsense, man. It's just understanding context and sense. They are one, meaning they are one accord, man. Whatever the Lord loves, Salakia, that's what Christ loves. Whatever the Lord hates, that's what Christ hates, man. You understand? They are one accord, man. Whatever the command of the Father is, it is taken and it is done, and it is the orders have been executed and completed by our King Christ. You understand? That's how it is. They are one accord. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's just this one thing, one thought, and one mindset. That's what it means, man. And that's why he's Christ, our King Christ is praying that, listen, man, let's pray that these brothers and sisters, man, in this world, this vile kingdom, I pray that they are one just as we are one. Read on.
Okay. Verse 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name.
Mm-hmm.
Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost,
Mm-hmm.
but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled.
You understand? Read on.
And now come I to thee, and these things I spake in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them.
So there you go, man. He has given us his word, man. And the world has hated us. The world, the kingdom and society that we live in, you understand, has hated us. Just like
Right.
today, man. They hate us, man. They ain't down with us. They're not happy and all giving hugs and kisses and all BS. Nah, man. They hate us. They despise us when we see us in the street corners, man. They despise us when we see us in teaching the classes, man. They hate us for not conforming and teaching our people not to be simple slaves, man. You understand? And so many of our brothers and sisters hate us because they are so indoctrinated and so defiled by this place, man, and so weakened by the hold that our oppressor has on them. That they hate us, man. They hate the Father too. They love their own lust. They love their own pleasure. But they don't serve and love the Father, man. They don't want to serve the Most High. They want to do things that makes them feel good but without understanding the consequences of those things, man. You want to understand something, you understand that in the Bible, you understand, you have to know what you're doing, man. And whatever you're doing, you better make sure it is right with the Most High before you do anything. You understand? But they don't think that way. Oh no, they don't think that way. They think on, well, it feels good to me, so I don't care about what it does to me. I don't care what the negative connotations may come about it. Listen, man, they hate us because we serve the Father, and they hate the Father because He gives them truth and instruction. They hate instruction. Hold that, Salakia. And can you get me Proverbs chapter 1 and verse. Where was we at? Salakia. I just literally just had it. Yeah, Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7, yeah?
Come on, come on. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Only fools despise wisdom and instruction, man. You understand? Those are the ones who despise the law and the commandments and the structure and the obedience that is required, man. You understand? With
Right.
the Most High and our King, there is only rank and order and structure, man. There's a way of things, man. There are always rules to be followed and commands to be taken heed of. But when we refuse instruction, you hate instruction, you are only but a fool in the eyes of the Father, man. So, like, you read on.
Come on, come on. Slakia. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Do not do what? For let's sake, not what?
Forsake not the law of thy mother.
You understand? We are not to forsake the law, man. We're not to forsake the law that was given unto us, man. You understand? Read.
Come on, come on. Verse 8. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head,
Mm-hmm.
and chains about thy neck.
That's it, man. You understand? We are to only follow command and structure from the Most High, not from the vain philosophies and beliefs of this world, man, which are unclean and vile, man. But by what was given unto our foreparents, that's what we must follow. That's the instruction we must follow, man. You understand?
That's
Alright,
right.
drop that, yeah. If you get me another one, yeah, give me Proverbs 18 and 15, Bokashar.
Come on, come on. Book of Proverbs chapter 18, verse 15. The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and the ear of the wise seeketh knowledge.
You understand? If you are prudent and wise, you're gonna seek knowledge, man. You're gonna hear it and take it in and take heed unto it, man. You ain't just gonna
Right.
go and do whatever feels good, and then when the consequences come, then you want to start crying. Listen, man. It's about following the instruction of the Most High and the proper order of things, man. That's why we always say, if it's not of the I.S.U.P.K on the command John YAHANNA, it is not of the truth, man. You understand? Because there is a sense of things, man. The Lord set up the UPK and formed the schools, man. And then what happened? Men wanted to go about their own lust and teach a bastardized version of the truth. TK
Right.
weak and emasculating version of the truth, and a watered down, softer and more easy to listen to, more easy to join, You understand? Where we can love other nations and love this and love that and add this in there and put that in there. So it's a bit more comfortable for us. Nah, man. To hell with that, man. The man of the Lord, the true people under the Most High, true man of the Lord and UPK that serve the Lord. Listen, man. We're not going to give you no watered down BS, man. We give you the hardcore truth. None of that soft nonsense, man. None of that coward-ish, man. You understand? We're going to give you the truth according to the Bible, man. The law's commandments, man. The law's structure and way of things. You understand? If you want to wear purple, go ahead. But know this, man. You ain't holding it down. You're listening to a bastardized version, a Christianized version of the truth. You understand? When you follow and hear, understand instruction, you would not stray from the truth. You don't have to make your own group and make your own religion and make your own things up. Listen, man, make your own breakdowns up now. You understand? Nah, man, listen. When you follow sound doctrine and you hearken unto instruction, you'll be down for what the Lord has set up, man. You understand? Read on.
Oh, God. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just, but his neighbor cometh and searcheth him.
Mm-hmm.
The lot causeth contentions to cease, and passeth between the mighty.
All right, so drop that, Salaki. My bad, I went to the
Come
wrong place. But yeah, so if you go head on back to where you was in John 17, Balkashar, yeah? I think it was at verse 12, I believe.
on 17 and verse 13 I was at.
Cool. All right.
And now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them,
Mm-hmm.
because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Those who serve the Father are not of the world, man. They don't conform to voting and following the same religious views and philosophies as everybody else, man. You understand? They're not gonna succumb to the foolishness of this world, man. But they will be of the Lord, though. They will be separate from this place. Even though they are in this place, they are separate from it. They're not of this place. You understand? You understand? Read on.
Come on. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world,
Mm-hmm.
but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
So this is it, man. Our King, Yahushua, our King, man, he prayed that he did not take us out. So we don't need to be physically taken out of here and go run to Israel or go run to this place or run to that place. Listen, man, wherever we go on this earth today, we will find the curse of Deuteronomy 28. We will find oppression. You understand? But the Lord, I mean, so our King said, listen, man, he prays not that we be taken out of this place. You understand? Not be physically taken out and go out to the heavens. You understand? Or go to the dwelling place of the Lord. But we'll be out of here in our mind and spirit, man. You understand? We're not gonna be, we're gonna be in this place, but we're not gonna be conformed to it. We're not gonna be all up in it, man. We're gonna be separate, man. We're gonna do our thing and then live accordingly. We're not gonna be physically taken out of here. But read it again, Salaki.
Come on. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
So that we are kept from the evil, man. The evil of this place, man. The vain philosophies and uncleanness of this place. That's what we'll be protected from. We'll be in this place where we are hated and oppressed. You understand? We're in this place where the society that we live in hates the Most High and hates His ways. You understand? But we will still be here and dwelling here. But yeah, we will be protected from the evil, man. Protected from the lies of the Christian church. Protected from the lies of our oppressor, and protected from the dishonorable deaths of drug overdose, man, of abortions, man. You understand? Of gang violence, man. You understand? Taken from all the evil, you know what I mean? Drug addiction, man. You understand? Homosexuality, man. Unclean foods, man. All these things we shall be protected from. That's what he's praying, man. Pray that we are protected from the evil of this world, man. The vile sins of this place, man. You understand? Read on.
Oh God. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
That's right, man. The word of the Father is truth, man. The word of the Father is the truth and the knowledge that we so need and should desire. You understand? Salakia, what verse was that?
17.
Okay, no sweat. If you drop that, yeah, and you get me Psalms 119, verse 142.
Like Psalms 19, verse
One
142.
119, verse 142, yeah.
Come. Look at Psalms chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
You understand? This is the truth, man. The word of the Father or the law, you understand? This is the truth. This is the truth of who we are, man. The law of the Father and the service of our King. That is the truth, man. Following the sound doctrine that will guide us to this true understanding of the Father and the Most High, Slaki, the Father and our King, Slaki. You understand? That's what we are commanded to be in, man. To be in, to understanding that. Listen, man. In the midst of this wicked king that we're forced to live in, and around the vile people that we are forced to be around, listen, man, we have to know that we are separate from them, man. We have made a difference, and we would strive in righteousness and our own culture and our own way, rather than being a conformist and conform to the lies and uncleanness of this world, man. You understand? Being weak and just doing whatever feels good, following after our own lust. You understand? Salakia. So if you get me, Exodus 2 and verse 1, Bob Kishar.
Book of Exodus, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And there went a man out of the house of Levi, and took a wife, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she and when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months.
So this is Marsha or Moses, you understand? This is Marsha as a baby, you understand? His mother, you know what I mean, the time of Exodus, right? In Egypt, she had to protect him and hide him, man. She had to protect him and hide him because the Egyptians were doing what? Killing our sons, man. Killing our sons as they were born because they had fear of us, you understand? Read on.
Come on. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes,
Mm-hmm.
and daubed it with slime and with pitch,
Mm-hmm.
and put the child therein.
So she
And
formed this little cradle, you understand? This little basket that she put the child in, you understand? Read on.
Come and she laid it in the flags by the riverbank, by the river
Mm-hmm.
brink. And his sister stood afar off, to wit what would be done to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river.
So so the baby Moses, right, was going down the river, man, in that little cradle basket that was formed by his mother, because she knew she couldn't hide him any longer, and she wanted better for him. You understand? She wanted him to survive and live rather than being killed. So she put him down here, and then as he's going down the river, he would go into and then read that bit again. The Egyptian.
And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river.
Mm-hmm.
And her maidens walked along by the river's side. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maids to fetch it.
Mm-hmm.
And when she had opened it, she saw the child. And behold, the babe wept.
And so basically, she was taking a shower by the river. You understand? And she had her maids to help maids there to help her, whatever. She's the daughter of Pharaoh, so she's rich and she has a lot of power. You understand? Her father does as well. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's the ruler, and she seeing the cradle, that the basket or cradle, you understand, that was crafted, right? And it was going down the river. She was like, "Listen, go look." She commanded her handmaids to go find it. And when they opened it, they saw a little baby Marshall. You understand? They saw the baby in there crying. You understand? Read.
Okay. And she had compassion on him,
She
and
had
said,
what?
she had compassion on him
So she had compassion on that child, man. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
and said, "This is one of the Hebrews' children."
Mm-hmm.
Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee?"
Mm-hmm.
And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses, and
Mm-hmm.
said, Because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out into his brethren and looked on their burdens.
So now, understand this, right? Moses was raised up in the house of Pharaoh, in the house of Pharaoh's daughter. You understand? Meaning she's the princess, right? You understand? And so she has a lot of money and wealth. And he was raised with that wealth. He was raised up as a child in the home of Pharaoh, as the grandson of Pharaoh. You understand? Read on.
Come on. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one
So
of his
he's bad.
brethren.
So he's walking down and he's doing what he's doing, right? And he sees, you know what I'm saying? He's walking and he's looking around. He's like, he's hearing the commotion. He's like, what's going on over there, man? He hears what's going on, and he spies an Egyptian, man. I mean, he's watching from afar off, watching what this Egyptian's doing to one of his brothers. Read.
Come. And he looked this way and that way.
Mm-hmm.
And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian.
You understand?
And
Meaning
he
what,
hid
man?
his son.
He had compassion to his brethren, man. Even
Right,
though he knowing that he is raised with such wealth and raised in such a place where he is given everything he could want and need. Listen, man, he looked down upon his brother when he was being oppressed, being beaten. You understand? And he saw that Egyptian, he saw the heathen oppressing his brother, man. Even knowing all that could happen and all the consequences of what could happen, man, because he knows what he's about to do is wrong. He knows how things are, and he understands. But listen, man, he's looking around to making sure. Listen, no one going to see what I'm going to do right now. He's going to protect his brother, man, and he slew his
right.
Egyptian. But obviously, knowing that what he did was wrong, you understand? That's why he had to look around like that. Read on.
Come. And hid him in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
And when he went out the second day, behold, two men of the Hebrews strove together. And he
Mm-hmm.
said to him that did the wrong, Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
Mm-hmm.
Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian?
So they knew what he had done, and they're being sarcastic, like, what, you gonna kill me too? You know what I mean? Because they killed the Egyptian, right? In
Right,
protection of his brother, which was wrong. Him killing the Egyptian was wrong, but the spirit behind it was correct. You understand? His intentions were wise and good, but obviously he murdered that Egyptian man, knowing what he was about to do, looking around, making sure no one was watching. You understand? He knew what he was doing. This is before the Lord came to him. This is before he was in the truth. You understand? He killed that Egyptian. He murdered that Egyptian, hid his body in the sand. You understand? But listen, basically, he's trying to stop his brothers from fighting, and they're like, "Listen, man, what, you gonna kill us too?" You understand? They
right.
all knew of this, man, and they all spoke of these things. What verse was that?
Verse 14.
Okay, let's drop that, yeah. And if you get
Okay.
me Exodus chapter 4 now and verse 5, Bokishar.
Book of Exodus, chapter 4, and verse 5. That they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath appeared unto thee. And the Lord said, furthermore unto him, Put now thine hand into thy bosom.
Mm-hmm.
And he
So
put his
now,
hand in his.
so now he's about to he's the Lord is being revealed unto Moses at this time now. So this is way later after what we just read, right? And
Right,
this is a time where the Lord is coming to him and revealing himself to him. And so now he's going to show him a miracle. So now he's obviously, they wear certain garments, right? But he's gonna put his hand into his bosom. His bosom is his chest area, so he's gonna put his hand into his bosom, meaning his clothing, right, and touching his chest like that, yeah. So read that, Bokasha.
Okay. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
So when he took his hand out of his bosom, out of his clothing, his hand was leprous as snow, meaning it was white. Leprosy today, leprosy back then was just what do you call that thing, man? Revitalago or something like that.
Like
Revitalago.
vitiligo, something like that.
Right. Being leprous is meaning the skin went pale. You understand? You know how some people are born with very different pigmentation issues, where a black person could have like flesh colored skin as like patches. You understand? Well, that's how his hand was appeared unto him. It just all turned leprous as snow. That's the miracle that the Lord showed him. I mean, then read on.
Okay. Verse 7. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
So it was turned again as his other flesh. So if he was like the movies, white, with a white beard, how would that be a miracle? Because his whole body would be leprous as snow. You understand? So how would that be some miracle? Notice how in that movie with was it Charles Heston or whatever? Notice how in that movie it didn't show that part of they didn't show that part in the movie, did they? You understand? Because of how retarded that would have been. You understand? And how it would have revealed how much devils they are and liars they are. Meaning the proof of this is understand that this man, Moses was a black man of the tribe of Levi. You understand? He's a dark-skinned man among another dark-skinned nation called the Egyptians. The ancient Egyptians are not the Egyptians of today. The ancient Egyptians are what you today would be called the Sudanese. The Sudanese is the African in Sudan. That's the original. That's the ancient Egyptian. You understand? Those are the ancient Egyptians. The Sudanese. You understand? When you see them, those are the original Egyptians that we read about in Exodus. Not no Arabs that we see today. You understand? But what we're showing here is that yes, Moses was a dark-skinned man, but he is among another nation of people. They are different people, man. And we're going to get more into that later on. Read on.
And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign.
So this is the Lord building him up to do the work, man. This is the Lord building up Moses or Marshall to show him the way and to show him the power of the Lord. You understand? This is the beginning of him coming into the truth and doing the work of the Lord. You understand? So now I'll drop that. If you get me, Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4, Bokasha.
Okay. Book of Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 17.
So okay, 17 verse 4.
Come on. Book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So understanding that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? This has probably been heard because of all the time. But understand this, man. We have been so dragged away from our heritage, so dragged away from our own history, to not realize and understand that. Listen, man. First of all, you ain't no Egyptian. Any blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Listen, man. You were a part of the transatlantic slave trade, man. You understand? You was a part of the destruction and oppression that was what was foretold of in Deuteronomy 28. You understand? You are no Egyptian. You are no African. You are no Caucasian. You know what I mean? Hispanics. Some brothers in South America want to act like they are like a conquistador. No, you are not Spanish. You are not even Hispanic. The best you could call yourself is a so-called Taino, or you understand, or you know what I mean? You are native. You understand? But really and truly, your true name is Israel. Your true name is YAHANNA, man. You're not African. You're not white. You understand? You're not any of these things, man. You are not them. You're not Arab. You're not like them. Listen, man, you are YAHANNA. And we as a people have been so dragged away from our heritage, we have forgotten who we are, man. We have forgotten the crimes that were committed unto our foreparents. And we have forgotten our history, man, forgotten our way. You understand? And looking at this is knowing that, listen, man, today, in today's day and age, we think that because people look like us or look similar to us, they are us, and that's not correct, man. You understand? That's a lie, and a very uneducated lie at that. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are a chosen people of the Lord, man. We are the people that is written of in this Bible. You understand? So read that, Bob Kishar.
Come on. Verse 4. And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee,
Mm-hmm.
and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which it's like it, in the land which thou knowest not.
Mm-hmm.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger,
So
which shall
we are
burn forever.
so we are the ones that have been forced to serve our enemies. These other nations are referred to as our enemies in the Bible because they are our enemies. They have
Right.
only ever been our enemies. You understand? They've only ever oppressed to look down upon us and put us down as a people. Always. These people are our enemies, man. These nations of people are the people that are not our own. And these are the ones we have been placed in their lands to serve them. You understand? We build up their kingdoms and their societies, and we serve them, man. We've been forced to serve our enemies in lands that we did not know. You understand? All over the whole earth to serve these nations people because we have kindled a fire in the Lord's anger. We have fallen astray from the Lord's way and His heritage that He gave us because we wanted to commit to our own lust. You understand? Read on.
Right. Come on. Thus saith the Lord God, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
You know what I'm saying? You're the curse the man who puts his trust in man, puts his trust in the oppressor, man. Puts your trust
Right.
in the nations round about you, man. The heathen nations around about you that will destroy you, man. Put your trust in the pastor who loves massa, man, and only serves his oppressor, but does not serve the Most High. You understand? You serve the lust of men, but you don't serve the Father, man. You understand? And that you be cursed. You be cursed for following weak men. You understand? And following heathen men at that. Damn sure be cursed for following them. So Salak, if you drop that and you get me go to okay. So now, right. This is what I will touch on, right? So this is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, right? This is not the pictorial one, but it's the compact one, right? And in here is this is a book that is written by many historians, right? Historians who read the Bible and they've gone into history to search out the physical manifestations of what they read in the Bible, right? And they look at the archaeology and the history. And this is a very interesting piece because it touches on we're gonna touch on Ham, right? Ham is one of the progenitors in the Bible, right? And we're gonna read about Ham real quick. Because as we just read, we as a people have lost our heritage, and we have so lost in different beliefs and religions and all the rest of it. But I'm gonna get something from some historians and archaeologists that have looked into certain things. All right, where are we at? I'm overgoing now. Just had it. Just right. So this is page 214, and this is Ham. You understand? What was it? No, wrong side. Slovakia. No, page 213. Right? This is Ham. Ham, the progenitor, Slovakia, the youngest son of Noah, born probably in about 96 years before the flood. Before the flood, you know what I mean? The flood referring to the flood that we read about in Genesis, right? The great flood. But not only the flood that we read about in Genesis, but the flood that we see in every single culture, probably every single culture in their ancient history, they always have a flood, a major flood in every culture. The Egyptians, the Assyrians, the Chinese, the Japanese, every nation has a history of some great event, which is this flood. And that flood is when the story of Noah came to him about, man. When the earth was consumed by water. You understand? And this is the flood that it's referring to. So born 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races. So now, progenitor meaning the forefather of the dark-skinned people, right? Let's read on. Of the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. So we all know that the blacks that were taken in the transatlantic slave trade were always referred to as Negroes. You understand?
Right.
Always referred to as Negroes, man. You understand? It was specifically different. You referenced always in history, different from certain other dark-skinned races. Always. You understand? Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians. You understand? These are Africans. The Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. You understand? These are the people who are referred to as Ham, but not the Negroes, man. Not those blacks who went in slavery on slave ships. Not the natives of North Central South America, not them. Understand? Because at one point in time, they were in slavery too. They were on the auction blocks of the black man, just like you. The Native Americans were on the auction blocks, just like you, and the South Americans, South and Central Americans, you understand? South and Central Americans are natives. You understand? They went into slavery on slave ships before us in 1492 by Christopher Columbus, and we was referred to as Negroes. You understand? And as those slaves, not no African, not no Nigerian or Libyan or Senegalese or Gambian. No, they weren't referred to as that. You understand? We was the Negroes. History will never lie because history will show you who people are. You understand? We are the nation of people that are not Ham, but we come from Jacob. You understand? We are Israel. We are Yasha Allah. You understand? But over time, we have learned ignorance, and ignorance will teach us that because we look the same, we are the same. But according to the Bible and history and just plain fact, we understand that's not correct. So, like, if you get me Genesis chapter 14 and verse 13, Bob Kishar.
Okay. It's like a chapter 14, verse 13.
Khan.
Okay. And there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew,
Mm-hmm.
for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite.
So Abram the Hebrew, you understand? This is before he became Abraham. This is before he came into the truth. You know what I mean? It wasn't called the Egyptian. He wasn't called the Ethiopian. He was called the Hebrew. You understand? He was called the Hebrew, meaning he spoke Hebrew, man. And he is a Hebrew, man. He is not of those other nations, but he's a specific line that contended with Hebrew. You understand? He was not no heathen, man. You understand? Okay, drop that. If you get me, Acts 21 and verse 35. So this is Abram. Abram before became Abraham. You understand? He was always referred to as a Hebrew.
Okay. The book of Acts, chapter 21 and verse 35.
Cool.
And when he came upon the stairs, so it was that he was born of the soldiers to the violence of the people.
Mm-hmm.
For the multitude of the people followed after, crying, away with him. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek?
Mm-hmm.
Art thou not that Egyptian?
So this is Paul, right? He's with the God. You understand? He's with the God, and the God are like, "Are you not? Can't you speak? You know what I mean? Like, aren't you not that Egyptian? You understand?" He said, "Aren't you not that Egyptian?" You called Paul an Egyptian, man, because why? It was always known in ancient time who people were, and of those times. There was no Arabs in Egypt, man. You understand? There was no Arab man talking about he's Egyptian. No, in them times, there was the true Egyptians, the true Hamites, right, which are Sudanese today. Those who call themselves Sudanese, those Africans in Sudan, those are the original Egyptians, man. And it was known that the Egyptians were dark skinned people. You understand? And it was easy for us that are another dark skinned race of people to be confused for them because why? We are of the same skin complexion, but we are not the same people. Read on.
Okay. which before these days madest an uproar, and leddest out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers. But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus.
He is a what?
I am a man which am a Jew, which am a Jew of Tarsus.
You understand? He is a man that is a Jew, man. He is a true Israelite, a true Jew, man. One of the southern kingdom of Israel, man. You
Right,
understand? And of the house of Judah, man, which is Judah, Benjamin, and parts of Levi. You understand? That is who the Jews are, man. Not no weird, malnourished. You understand? Pale, retarded looking, people in Savage Hill, man. That's not the Jews, man. The Jews are already, known for being people of a dark complexion, man. You
right,
understand? They are they are the blacks and Hispanics, man. Those are the Jews, man. The Jews are the ones that you see in the Caribbean, man. In the Americas, man. Those blacks of the Caribbean and the Americas. Those are the Jews, man. You understand? Read on.
okay. It's like I'm a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen
Mm-hmm.
of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had given him license, Paul stood on the stairs and beckoned with the hand unto the people. And when there was made a great silence,
So
he
he's speaking to a multitude of people right now, and obviously there's made a silence. When there's a crowd of people, there's normally chatter and talk, and then when someone comes to speak to them, there's a great silence. That's what it's referring to. Read on.
okay. And when there was made a great silence, he spake unto them in the Hebrew tongue,
In
saying,
the what? In the what?
in the Hebrew tongue.
You understand? This is not no African, man. This is a Hebrew, man. You understand?
That's
Don't get it twisted. Today, these fake Israelites talking about loving Africans, man. Listen, man, that's not the way, man. You understand? They are not the same as us, man. We are a different people. Read on.
right. Saying, men, brethren, and fathers, hear ye my defense, which I make now unto you. And when they had heard that he spake in the Hebrew tongue to them, they kept the more silence.
Mm-hmm.
And he saith, I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, yet brought up in the city at the feet of Gamaliel,
Mm-hmm.
and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers.
You understand? So he was raised in the law of his fathers, man. Paul, you know what I'm saying? The Benjamite called Paul, he was raised according to the laws of his foreparents, man. Raised
Right.
in the temple, raised in according to the law and known the law. You understand? But so like if you drop that, what verse is that?
That is chapter 22, verse 3.
Okay, no sweat. Let's drop that. And can you get me John chapter 1 and verse hmm, John chapter 1 and verse 42, Bob Kishore?
Okay. The book of John, chapter 1, and verse 42. And he brought him to Jesus. And when Jesus beheld him, he said, Thou art Simon, the son of Jonah, the son of Jonah. Thou shalt be called Cephas, which is by interpretation a stone. The day following, Jesus would go forth into Galilee, and findeth Philip, and saith unto him, Follow me. Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Philip findeth Nathanael, and saith unto him, We have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write.
So now it went down, right? It went down and trickled down to, you understand, how these men found the truth, who they spoke to, and who gave them the understanding of the law, right? And now
Right.
he's come. Now he's come. Read that again, 45 again, Bob Kishore.
We have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write.
So now he's saying that we have found him who was prophesied aforetime by Moses, you understand? So hold what you got, and can you get me Deuteronomy 18 and verse 18? This is where our king was prophesied about in by Moses. You understand? This is what they're referring to.
Come on. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren.
From among what?
From among their brethren.
You understand? A prophet from among our brethren, meaning what? Our seed, our bloodline, man. You understand? That's where he'll be raised from, man. Nowhere else. Not from no place in the desert. Nah, man. From among our brethren. You understand? Read.
Come on. And it's like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
So there you go, man. Those who don't listen to our King Christ, they'll be required, man. You understand? They will have to answer for that, man. You understand? This is where Christ was prophesied about, man. This is what it's referring to when we read about. Now go back to Slacky, go back to John. Read from verse 44, Bob Kishore.
Khan. Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, We have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph.
The what?
The son of Joseph.
You understand? Just like you read in Deuteronomy 18 and 18, it said they'll be among their brethren. You understand? Of thy brethren. You understand? It didn't say it would be some random guy that was just walking about. And nah, man. Of thy brethren. Meaning according to the bloodline, man. He is a son of Joseph through his lineage, man. The son of David, because his line from all the way from Joseph's line lines up all the way to David. That's why, man. And that's why he is our brother from among our brethren. Christ is not. So that's proving again that he ain't no born by some angel or some madness that they talk about. Listen, man, he's born like a man, just like everyone else here, man. You understand? Read on.
And Nathanael said unto him, Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth?
So what he's saying is like, listen, man, he's from Nazareth that you speak of, right? But can anything good come out of that place, man? You understand? It's like saying, can anything good come out of South London? Can anything good come out of, Aston, you understand, in Birmingham, you understand? Or the roughest places in Manchester, right? The biggest ghettos you could think of, right? That's what it's saying. It's like, can anything good come from these places, man? You understand? And just like how we see these brothers in the UPK coming from all types of ghettos, man, all types of hood and levels of, and all different lifestyles that you come from, man. All the nitty gritty lives that we managed to come through and still managed to achieve righteousness in the midst of where we was raised, man. You understand? Just like our king. Our king came out the same way. The same way he came out the ghettos, man, where the crime was high and the poverty was there and there was a lot of crime and a lot of madness. But listen, man, there was still righteousness out of that place. And that's what we see today, just like our king did, man. He came out of Nazareth, man, where there was crime and it was low. But listen, man, something good and righteous did come out of there. You understand? Read on.
Come on. Philip saith unto him, Come and see. Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him, and saith of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom...
You understand? He said an Israelite indeed, man. You understand?
Right.
He didn't say some Muslim. He didn't say some Christian. You know what I mean? He didn't say some white guy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say some Asian man. He said some Israelite indeed, man. That's what he said. You understand? He's an Israelite, man. That's who he is, man. He's an Israelite from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You understand? Read on.
Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom there is no guile.
Mm-hmm.
Nathanael saith unto him, Whence knowest thou me? Jesus answered and said unto him, Before that Philip called thee, when thou wast under the fig tree, I saw thee. Nathanael answered and saith unto him, Rabbi, thou art the Son of God. Thou art the King of Israel. Jesus answered and said unto him, Because I said unto thee, I saw thee under the fig tree, believest thou? Thou shalt see greater things than these.
Mm-hmm.
And he saith unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto you, hereafter ye shall see heaven open, and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man.
Exactly. You understand? You'll see these things, man. These things will be seen. You understand? But we have to know that our lineage is great. We should know that where we come from is great, man. And all the vain philosophies and lies that we have been forced to succumb to in this place, we have to remember that they are nothing, man. These things that we see in this kingdom, in this Babylon, is nothing, man. These places that we are feel scattered to are just simply the lands of our oppressors, the place of our captivity. And we should not seek happiness in this place. Meaning what? We should not seek to be comfortable to be here forever. We should be looking to achieve greatness and righteousness here so that we can our ultimate goal can be rewarded in the kingdom to come when we are in rulership, man. Not to be looking at the things that we see here and thinking that this is going to be what it is. No. Having to raise your children in a place that is vile and grotesque in the eyes of the Father, man. You understand? These things will not last and will not stand forever. But we as a people will. We as Yasha Allah, we will stand forever. That's why we must seek righteousness first and remember who we are. You understand? So like if you get me Matthew chapter 5 and verse 43, Bokashaw.
Come. Look at Matthew chapter 5 and verse 43. Ye have heard that it has been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy.
Wrong one? No, it's okay. It's okay, 536.
Chapter 5 verse 36.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst.
No, that's not it, man. So lucky. If you get me stand by. So lucky. Yeah, if you get me Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 and verse 20.
Book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 and verse 20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotency.
That's it, man. All wisdom is the knowledge of the law, man. That's the wisdom that we seek, that we are so in need of in today, man. In 2020, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to seek and remember the law, man. Remember the heritage of their forefathers. You understand? You understand? Read on.
Verse 21. If a servant say to his master, I will not do as it pleaseth thee, though afterward he do it, he angereth him that nourisheth him.
Mm-hmm. If you get, so I could drop that, and you get chapter 11 and verse 15.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 11 and verse 15. Chapter 11 verse 15. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Love and the way of good works are from him. Error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners.
There we go, man. Error and darkness is beginning their works of sinners, man. You understand? We as a people we've been so dragged from what the Lord gave us, man. So taken away from what we have at one time knew and had, and it was just a regular lifestyle. Now we have to come back to that, man. Now we have to restore that, because in the midst of all the things that are taught in this vile kingdom, these are the fundamental things that will guide us and save us out of this place, man. You understand? Any more on that?
Come on. And evil shall wax old with them that glory therein.
Mm-hmm. You understand? Evil shall wax old with them, man. If you glory in this things of this world, you know what I mean, you will wax old in your wickedness, man. And the judgment of the Lord will be upon you. You understand? But we should seek that righteousness, man, that we can restore what was that greatness that was lost, man. That greatness of the kingdom that we need to come back to and strive towards, man. You understand? Any more?
Uh, Come on. The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, that's it on that.
Okay, no sweat. Mm-mm-mm. Right, no sweat. All right, if you get me, Second Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22.
Come on. The book of Second Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 2. For I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ.
Wait, where are you reading?
Uh, 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2.
No, 22, Slack.
Oh, Salaki, 11, verse 22. Come on. Are they Hebrews? So am I.
Mm-hmm.
Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
You understand? That's how we should be thinking when we see our brothers and sisters, man. You understand?
Wow.
That's how we should be thinking when we see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. They are Hebrews just as we are, man. They are the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob just as we are, man. They have endured the curses just as we have, man. And they are of that chosen line just as we are, man. That's the value that we should see in all our brothers and sisters, man. And we need to cease and stop from the lies and the love that we give to these other nations, man, and their foolishness. We need to love our own, man, and see the great value in who we are, man. Read that again, Slacker.
Come on. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
Mm-hmm.
Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. I am more. In labors more abundant. In stripes above measure. In prisons more frequent. In deaths oft.
Mm-hmm. We are in
All,
prisons more frequent, man. We're the ones suffering in those prisons, man. You understand? Who else is suffering like we are as a people, man? You understand? Who is suffering like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? You understand? Who's going through all the oppression and all the you know what I mean all the you know the running down, you understand, and going through what we've gone through, man, and holding down what we've been after holding down. No one ain't going through what we're going through, man. No one suffers the things that we go through. You understand? But we're quick to love everybody else. And that's what we have to remember. We have to remember that we are those people that are suffering, man. Let's remember that we have always been suffering, and to forget about the crimes that have been committed to your forefathers means that you have brought great shame and dishonor to your own people, man. You hate your own people in that. You understand? And you're not strong enough. You're not strong enough, nor possess the integrity to stand for your people when none else will. You understand? But in the UPK, that's what we'll do, man. We'll be here when everyone else is you know, they forgot about the hype and they had a little time and now they're gonna go back to loving massa. We will still be here, loving blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as we will combine to do. Any more on that?
that's uh, answer.
Okay, no sweat. If you okay, so if you get me, as you know, I'm gonna go to the Babylon to Timbuktu, right? You understand? That's what I'm gonna hit up right now. There's one part I missed. Well, I didn't miss, but I want to touch on real quick. Right, page 84. Right, just understand who we are as a people and to not forget our history, man. You understand? So this is Babylon Timbuktu, page 84, right? It says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. You understand? In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. So understand this. In 65 BC, they were there and it was an occupation, meaning we had our own government system, our own rulership system, but they came and destroyed that state that we had, that control we had, that basic structure we had was put down. You understand? In 70 AD, you understand? They would put an end to our rulership in our state with great slaughter, man, and destroyed us, man. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, right? Many outrageous and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. You understand? This is in 70 AD. 70 AD, when they besieged Jerusalem. You understand? And brought great slaughter and enslavement and captivity to our land. Right? Over a million of us fled into Africa, man. You understand? Over a million of us fled from the Romans. But meanwhile, where do you hear about that history, man? You understand? Where's the movies and documentation on that, man? You understand?
Right.
But but meanwhile, we look at Jerusalem today full of Arabs and white people. You understand? But none of these people are the people of the Most High. None of these people are native to that land. You understand? But we understand that this is the thing. These nations round about us hate us, man. That piece of history right there is a big piece of history that they will never tell you and they'll never just openly teach. 70 AD in Jerusalem, what happened? What happened to the Roman Empire? They conquered and destroyed many nations of people. But we never read about that though. We never hear about that, how millions of Jews, over a million, fled into Africa. You know what I mean? That's why we was able to be sold by the Africans, because we fled into their lands to hide among them. You understand? That's why we was taken, sold. You know what I mean? We fled into Africa to hide among Africans, and then when we traveled, we traveled through Ethiopia. You understand? They copied our culture. We traveled through the western coast of Africa. They copied our culture. You understand? And then they saw us a foreigner on their land, and they sold us to the white man and the Arab man. You understand? And made great profit from it. Guns and wine and whatever. You understand? But this is the thing. This is basic history of who we are as a people. Why we're so different. You know what I'm saying? Why we're so unique to the other dark-skinned races. And why we was never referred to as, African. We was referred to as Negroes. And then over later in time now you got brothers called African American and that. But that's only later on in time. That's new. You understand? History will tell us who we are, man. But because we love to listen to Massa and listen to his indoctrination and lies, we'll never understand that. And look at all the history and look at all the brothers and sisters that was enslaved, the slave markets that was there. Where did we all get scattered to? You understand? These are the questions that are found, and the answers to these questions are found in the UPK. You understand? The answer to these questions is found in the Bible, man. It is prophesied in the Bible that we will suffer these things, man. And this is who the Jews are today. You understand? Those blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. We are those people. And the history is all there. But when we fail to seek these things, that's when we will end up being in the same loop that we've been in for so long. You understand? The reason why we're able to be sold by Africans is because we fled into their land, hiding from white people to hide among another dark skin race of people. You understand? And there is no other, understanding of that. All it is simple. It's simpler to know and to comprehend, but that's only if you understand history. But if you want to talk about you're Egyptian and you're Jamaican, but you're from Ghana. No, you were sold by the Ghanaians, man. You know what I mean? Let's talk real. Let's talk facts. You go to anyone in Ghana. Forget that. You go to a Ghanaian, an old Ghanaian. He'll tell you the history. You know what I mean? If he's not gonna lie to you, he'll tell you the history about how the wealth was gained, how the Ashanti gained so much wealth, and all these other tribes gained so much wealth from our demise. But we want to forget that because we want to love everybody and be soft and weak. But no, man, not in the UPK. We're gonna understand history and know who we are, and know where we come from, and have allegiance to our bloodline and our power, man, the Most High power. You understand? We're not gonna be subservient to the lies of our oppressors, but we're gonna keep it real and understand the truth of things, and knowing that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Lord's chosen people, and that those who want to go back to Africa and love heathen nation that sold you into slavery and that are not your own, you are a simplistic fool. You understand? Because you can't even understand the basic comprehension of history. You know what I mean? Now, I don't want to talk about all the Nigerians are Israelites now. What? That doesn't even line up with history. You understand?
Correct.
It doesn't even line up with, you know what I mean, the whole Bible or nothing. If you said there was a remnant there because this and that and that, okay, but that's one claim you may have, okay, whatever. But you're going back to these places. You're talking about they're your brothers and sisters. Like what? You don't know the Bible, man. You understand? You know what I'm saying? They don't know and understand this Bible. We were sold by these people, man. Just like we were sold by the Arabs, we were sold by the Chinese, the Japanese. All nations of people have had us in slavery at one point in time. But we want to choose ignorance over knowledge, man. You understand? Over the facts. So Salakia, if you can get me Exodus 11 and verse 7, Babu Shah.
Okay. The book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue
Mm-hmm.
against man or beast, that ye may know how that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And all these servants shall come down unto me and
So
bow.
understand this, man. How the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Yes, in the Bible that we've gone through today, there's various times where, we've been mistaken for an African or an Egyptian, you understand, or Hamite. But in the Bible, we know there's a difference, man. There is a nation of people, there are many nations of people, many tribes across the planet Earth who have dark skin. But it doesn't mean they're all the same. That's only taught by the white man. That's a European line of thinking. If you know proper history, you understand that races and nations and empires were not divided based on what they look like, but they were divided based on the nation they came from, the people they come from, the culture they come from. We are YAHANNA, man. We are Israel. We are not no Africans. We're not supposed to be loving up no damn Haile Selassie, all that nonsense, man. Following Hinduism / some other made up garbage. Listen, man. All Rastafarianism is just a mixture of Hinduism, following Shiva, and all these other gods in Hindu, right? And mixing up that with mix of Christianity and some other confusion of loving Africa. That's all that is, man. It's a combination of nonsense that has destroyed the minds of the Benjamites, man. You understand? That is not our heritage, man, nor is it our culture. There is no truth in it. But because we think we know something, you understand, we want to go down with that. Talking about you celebrating Haile Selassie. Yeah, Selassie just a heathen who bowed to the Queen of England, man. He ain't nothing. You understand? The simplicity and the weed will allow you to believe that nonsense. But sense and history and facts will destroy that. That's why you want to get high all the damn time, because you want to serve Shiva. Shiva is the god of the Hindu god, right? Where they got high and all the time, high, and they burn the herb and that ganja. You understand? To salute that god. You understand? That's what they used to do. You understand? They do it. Not used to do. They do it every what's it? Monday they do it. You understand? Monday they serve that god. They have many different idols that they serve for different days. You understand? Just like even when we say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are all from Greek and Roman gods in their names. That's what they used to do, and that's what these heathen nations do today. But we being lost in the source as the people of the Most High, you understand, lost that knowledge and understanding. But read that again, Bob Kishar.
In verse 7.
God.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
So not
Yes.
even a dog, man. Meaning a dog, a actual dog, and the dogs of the other nations, meaning the heathen. They shouldn't move their tongue against us, man. They shouldn't dare to speak against us in any type of way. They should come humbly and correct and bow to our feet, man. You understand? They should not move their tongue against us. Read on.
Oh, come. Against man or beast,
Mm-hmm.
that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
The Lord made a difference, man. He put a difference between us, man. These nations of people round about us and their culture and their way, we should not be in Rastafarianism trying to follow their culture, man. Because you know it ain't ours. We just copied another nation of people and mixed it up with something else. We know we shouldn't be in the Christian church. We know we shouldn't be in the Muslim mosque because the Lord put a difference between us and them, man. And we know we should not be in no Pan Africanism because the Lord put a difference between us and them, man. That's the reality that we need to understand. This Bible has never given us the leeway to love other nations. It has never given us that element to be so weak. But because we have allowed ourselves to be conformed to this place, that's what we serve, man. And that will not help us. That will only continue and further the destruction that has damaged our communities, man. You understand? Any more on that?
Come on.
Go ahead.
It's like the 7. That and all. It's like here. And all thy servants shall come down unto me, and bow down themselves unto me, saying, Get thee out, and all the people that follow thee. And it's like, I think that's it on that.
Okay, no sweat. No sweat. If you give me Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22, Welcome.
Come on, chapter 4 verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, Let my son go, that he may serve me.
There you go, man. Israel is the Most High's firstborn. We are his sons, man. We are the princes and princesses of YAHANNA, man. The princes of the power, man. That's who we are, man. That's who we are, man. That's our title. That's our name, man. Israel. That's who we come from. We ain't no African loving Ethiopians, all that nonsense, man. Smoking weed and getting high, loving the other nations, destroying our brothers and sisters, selling drugs to them, and belittling them and destroying what little we have. Listen, man, and giving our compassion and love to other nations. There will never be a time when that will be okay. You understand? You understand? There will never be a time where that weak behavior, man, and uncleanness can ever be okay within the eyes of the Most High. And the thing is, whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not, you have to eventually see eye to eye with what we are saying here today. You understand? We will all see eye to eye because why? The prophecies of this Bible will come to pass. The prophecies in these scriptures will stand, and all will have to succumb and witness. You understand? And be subservient to the Most High and our King Yahushua. You understand? Right. You know what I mean? So, Salak, if you get me Ecclesiasticus 17 and verse 17, Balkashar.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17 and verse 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
Mm-hmm.
But Israel is the Lord's portion.
That's right. Every nation of people has their own leaders. Every nation of people has their own kings and kindreds and they have their own setup, man. And their own lands and all the rest of it. But Israel, Yasha Allah is the Lord's portion, man. Israel is the portion that is divided differently, man. Israel is the one that was chosen above all nations and that is to be cherished. Read on.
Khan, whom, being his firstborn, he nourisheth with discipline,
Mm-hmm.
and giving him the light of his love, doth not forsake him.
That's right, man. Go ahead.
Therefore, therefore, all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways. None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him, but all their sins are before the Lord.
That's right, man. Everything that we do and say on this earth is before the Most High, man. That's why judgment is prevalent within our communities, man. It's so evident there because we have decided to choose and live the way we have been. You understand? Read on.
But the Lord, being gracious and knowing his workmanship, neither left nor forsook them, but spared them.
Mm-hmm.
The, the arms of a man is a signet with him, and he will keep the good deeds of a man as the apple of his eye, and give repentance to his sons and daughters.
You understand?
Afterward,
He will give us repentance, man. He gave us that mercy and that grace, man. He didn't give it to no other nation, man. You understand? Read.
afterwards he will rise up and award them, and render their recompense upon their heads. But unto them that repent, he granted them return, and comforted those that failed in patience.
Mm-hmm. Read.
Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins.
That's right,
Make
man.
that God.
We have to return to the Father, man, and forsake all the uncleanness of this world, man. All the things that we think is right and that feels good in our minds. I mean, all of that, we have to forsake it, man. All the philosophies that we find in this place, thinking that that actually means anything, thinking that's worth anything, all the vanity, man. We have to forsake all of that and serve the Father, man. Serve the Most High and our King Christ. You understand? That's it. We ain't supposed to be living up in here and thinking that this is something. This ain't nothing, man. This is to be coming back to the laws of our Father and restoring the brotherhood and sisterhood that was so lost in this place, man. Read.
God. Make thy prayer before his face, and offend less.
That's it, man. Offend less, meaning commit less sins, man. Do what's right, man. You understand? And let us achieve that great glory of the kingdom. But we cannot do it if we want to love other nations, man. We cannot do it if we think we can love Massa and love these other nations and be weak and water down the truth. We can't love the Father if that's the case, man. You understand? Read on.
Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity,
Mm-hmm.
for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently.
Mm-hmm. Read.
Who shall praise the Most High in the grave, instead of them which live and give thanks?
That's right, man. You can't praise the Father in the grave, man. But when you're alive and you're well and you're breathing and you're on this earth and He gave you a strong body, man, you give the Father praise, man. You praise the
That's right.
Lord and you give Him thanks for all that He has given thee, and you thank Him not only in your tongue but in deed, man, and how you walk in this earth and how you serve Him, man. Turn away from the vain philosophies of this world and turn to the brotherhood and the sisterhood of the scriptures, man, and come back home and serve the Father, man, as it was commanded to be, in righteousness and integrity and in strength, not in weakness and dishonor and cowardice, like we see in the Christian church and these fake groups, man. Weakness and softness and cowardice is what has defiled our nation, man. That cowardice and that soft, watered down behavior. Listen, man, that is vile, man. It is weak and it is unclean. We seek strength and boldness, man. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says the righteous are as bold as a lion, man. You know what I mean? When you serve the Lord, you are supposed to be bold and sensible too, not just random and ain't got no control. But you gotta understand there's a way to be, man. And there's a way to be bold about your heritage and who you are. And there's a time to be have wisdom too. You understand? Read on. Any more?
Come on.
Go ahead.
Thanksgiving perisheth from the dead, as from one that is not. But the living and sound in heart shall praise the Lord.
That's right, man. Read on.
How great is the loving kindness of the Lord our God, and his compassion unto such as turn unto him in holiness. For
Mm-hmm.
all things cannot be in men, because the Son of Man is not immortal.
That's it, man. We have to make sure that we are correct and righteous, man, in the things that we do and say on this earth. We have to make sure that we are aligned with our history and understand the knowledge that we see here. The knowledge that is found, listen, you hear knowledge, but listen, man, how you walk about it, do you actually apply that knowledge, man? You apply what is written here, or do you just listen to it and it sounds good? Listen, man, make sure you apply that, man, and you walk and you carry yourself a certain way. And remember who you are, man. You're YAHANNA, man. You understand? In all things, remember that you come from that great and holy line of mighty warriors, princes and priests and princesses, man. You understand? You don't come from no line of dogs like these other nations do. You don't come from this line of inbred swine as these other nations do, man. We don't come from that. We come from the rulership of this earth. We come from that. You know what I mean? The greatest of this earth. And that's something to behold in itself. You understand? Like we read in, that precept said me, man. Like we read in Corinthians, man. We've got to look at the value in our brothers and sisters, man. And look at the value of our history and where we come from, man. And you got any more on that precept?
Last, I think that's it.
Okay, man. No sweat. If you do me a solid, if you just go back to 2 Corinthians, 11 verse 22, just to touch that point again.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 2. For I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you.
11:22.
It's like it. 26. Every time it's like it.
No sweat.
Are they Hebrews? So am I.
Mm-hmm.
Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they of the seed of Abraham? So am I.
That's right, man. Go ahead.
Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. I am more. In labors more abundant. In stripes above measure. In prisons more frequent. In deaths oft.
Mm-hmm.
Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods. Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A day and a day I have been in the deep.
So in mass of all the things that he's endured, man, just remember all the things that we have endured as a people, and what Paul has endured. You have to understand that. Listen, man, we have to remember the people, man. You have to remember that those are the Hebrews just as we are, man. Those are the sons and daughters of Israel, YAHANNA, just as we are, man. And we have to remember to see the value in them, even if they don't see it in themselves, man. We have to be that light that they hearken unto, man. That strength that they can seek. But we cannot be weak, man. We cannot be going around here talking about, loving massa and conforming and being soft. Nah, man. Keep it always 100 and keep it strong, man. And remember who you are, man. So, like, if you get me Psalms 147, verse 19, Bokasha.
Come on. Book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob,
Mm-hmm.
his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Mm-hmm.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
You understand? He showed off all his word unto us, man, Jacob, man. He gave us these judgments and these laws, man. You understand? And these other nations have not known these things, man. They can come and claim this and claim that, but the thing is that we were that nation that sat under the heavens in the midst of the wilderness, and we heard the Lord, the voice of the Lord, man, and we heard great terror, man. You understand? We heard great terror, and it brought great fear into us, man. And that day we should remember, but we should remember also that, listen, man, we come from that great line of people that the Lord chose and delivered out of the land of Egypt, man. You know what I mean? Not no fake Jews now in Israel. Nah, man. You know what I mean? Listen, them in the wilderness in Egypt, them being in slavery in Egypt, does that even make sense? Forget the oppression of slavery. Listen, man, the damn sun oppresses them, man. You understand? Skin cancer oppresses them. You know what I mean? But about the in Egypt and serving they built Egypt. What? That make no damn sense. What do you mean, man? What using
Right.
Egypt, using the wilderness? The sun. Forget the Egyptian with the whip and the lash and the brutal laboring. Nah, man, that is not your oppression. Is just being in the sun. You seen
Right.
what it does to those oppressors? And look, even in Israel now, what's happened? They're dying of what? Skin cancer, man. Skin cancer is their pandemic because they are not built for that, man. They're not built for the sun like we are. It doesn't even make any sense. But that's the thing. When we want to hearken unto the lies of the oppressor, we forget about basic things that it's just common sense. But this is the thing. You look at facts and sense, you'll know that these people are not the people that are chosen of the Lord, man. You know what I mean? They did not be in no Egypt, be in no sun, blazing like that and be working. Oh, listen, man, the sun would have killed them a long time before they even start work, man. What do you mean about working the sun? And come on, man, keep it real, man. That's a fairy tale, man. But just like everything else that we've been taught in this captivity is a fairy tale. Talking about they were in the sun and they're in Israel right now dying of skin cancer right now. Right now they're dying
Yeah.
of skin cancer in Egypt, man. I mean, it's like in Israel, man. Talking about, man. This is a place the Lord will establish His throne upon this place, man. You know what I mean? All will be able to see and understand who runs what, man. You understand? And who He chose, man. He did not choose no Egyptian. He did not choose no African. He did not choose no Arab. No Chinese, Japanese, and damn sure didn't choose no white guy in no little top hat, bro. He chose the children of Israel, those who have endured great tribulation, but are still the strongest and are still the ones that the Lord sees, man. Are still the ones that have this oppression, but yet still endure, and every other nation still envies them, man. So, like, one more precept here. If you just
Come on,
get
come
me Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 54, Baba Kishore.
come.
One more precept.
It's like the chapter 6 and verse 34.
54.
54. Oh, God. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all,
Mm-hmm.
and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
So
All
everybody comes from Adam. You know what I mean? You cannot read this precept enough. Everybody comes from Adam, man. You understand?
right.
You all come from Adam. We all was created at that time. Read on.
Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Mm-hmm.
All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Mm-hmm. The Lord made the world for our sake, meaning the planet Earth, the animals, the lands, the rivers, the streams, the seas, mountains, everything, and the people was all made for Yasha Allah to rule over. Read on.
Come on. As for the other people, which also come of Adam,
Mm-hmm.
thou hast said that they are nothing,
That they are what?
that they are nothing,
That they are what?
that they are nothing.
All these other nations that were created, you know what I mean, they came about at the beginning just like all of us did, man. But the
Right.
Lord said that those that are not chosen, those that are not of the chosen land, they are nothing, man.
That's
Nothing.
right.
They ain't nothing. They're not worth anything. The creator of the heavens and the earth, it said so, has deemed it so, that they are nothing. They are nothing. They are nothing. All that they have, all that they know is vanity and just nothing. Read on.
Come on. And it's like, but be like unto spittle,
But be like what?
but be like unto spittle.
They're like spit, man. You know what I mean? When you're talking and you know you maybe a little bit dehydrated and you got a little bit of a spit that just comes out your mouth. or you may go like, you know what I mean? You spit. You understand? That's what they like, man. They ain't nothing. They ain't worth. They ain't nothing, man. You understand? These nations of people ain't nothing. All that they have is all in vain. All they are is just tools for us to rule over and to conquer. That is it, man. That's who they are. Read on.
Come on, Khan. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
They are like nothing but a drop which falls from a vessel, man. Nothing but a drop that falls from a bucket of water, man. A bucket of water, the bucket is the vessel, and a drop is what comes of it, man. You know what I mean? You got a full bucket of water, right? And you're carrying that water, and a drop comes out, man. That's what they are, the little drop. They ain't worth nothing, man. It's just like, okay, it's one drop of water. We ain't crying about that. You know what I mean? Read on.
Right. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing.
So now these heathen who have ever always been reputed and known as nothing, read,
Right. Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
you know what I'm saying? Now we are ruled over by nothing, by spit. You understand? Something that is less than spit, man. Less than nothing. We are ruled over by them. You understand? Because why? We have decided to learn the ways of nothing. We've decided to envy nothing. Spit. You understand? We have decided to envy those who are beneath the ant and the dirt beneath the ant. You understand? We have decided to be envious and subservient to nothing. That's how broken and destroyed we have become. But know this: these people are ruling over us now. These who are worth nothing. But the time will come when we rule over them, man. The time will come when we will restore what is right, the right balance of this earth. You understand? The rightful balance of this earth is that SHALAM, man, the Lord's chosen people who have, you know what I mean, who have been enduring all kinds of hell in this place. We will return to our place, man. It will happen. You understand? So with that, that's the class. I pass the class over to Trooper Ra'albon with the announcements. You understand?
Give me 1 second. Sure.
No sweat.
The security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rules for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18:21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. So do you know it's on the
God, it's in September. You understand? Which is the Salakia, the memorial blowing of the trumpets. That's it.
Khan. All Acumen Aquith remember to check the bulletin board in the hallway. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That's boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, we're gonna read the prayer.
Khan.
With that, I marred him. The Lord's Prayer. Have you got it? Or do you want me to read it?
You got it.
Come on, Khan. Abinawa. Bashamayim. Dash. Hayah. Shamkar. Yahweh. Malakwethkar. Laba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazar. Kawa. Hayah. Washamayim. The Thunlanawa. Lakam. Kaw. Yawam.
one.
Wasalakla
Wasalakanawa.
Kawabathinawa.
Kawabathinawa.
Kasalakla
Kasalakanawa.
Kawabathinawa.
Kawabathinawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabia Ainawa.
Tabia Ainawa.
Banasaya 1.
Banasaya 1.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashainawa.
Hawashinawa.
Mayan.
Bayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kiya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwath.
Amalakwath.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wahathaparith.
Wahathaparith.
La'irulamium.
La'irulamium.
Aman.
Aman. And in the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
The kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not.
Into temptation.
Into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us.
From evil.
From evil.
Thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So
and with that courtesy salute, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah,
Yeshabatah, class dismissed.
Oh my God, Shalom, Most High in Christ.
Shalom, Yeshabatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.